Let's go.
Hi everyone, welcome to my Monday Night Live. So again, always just kind of testing out, make sure you can see and hear me okay. I switched microphones, so I want to make sure that everything is coming through loud and clear. So let me know before I get into any details. Hi everyone, hi Vicky, great to see you, and Sheila. Hi Beth, Beth is one of my moderators here tonight. Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Good evening from Minnesota. Wonderful. Thank you guys for joining tonight. So just making sure everything's coming through loud and clear before I get too far into everything. Hi Mary, great to see you. Hello from Connecticut. Hi Kathy. Beth says she could see and hear me okay. Pretty sure my camera setup is totally fine, so I should probably stop asking about that, but it's more of my microphone that I worry about. That's, you need to have good quality sound if you're going to be going live. So it sounds great, Megan said. Yes, Megan knows how picky I can get. So yeah, I'm glad that's coming through good. Had to turn up the sound to hear you. I was a little worried about that. That's kind of what I was looking for. This microphone, for some reason, the volume is down. I don't want to make it too loud on my end because I don't want to blow my voice out. So hopefully I'll get that straightened out sooner or later. And then as I probably look down at my work surface, you're probably gonna hear me better, to be honest. Looks great, Robin says. Hello from Seattle. Great to see you. Hard to hear you, but I will turn up my volume. I'll try and talk louder. I just don't want to blow out the microphone because my voice, it can be pretty annoying. Well, let me see. You guys are having a hard time hearing me. Let me see. I can turn it up a little bit. We'll see how that goes. I also don't think I have the right plug-in for it, so that's probably not helping my case any. I am looking at different microphones, so we'll see. Sounds good on my end, she says. Okay, great. So before I jump into anything, there is one thing. Well, first, you're going to see my ring light, my glasses, because I put a ring light in my kitchen. But I want to let you know about something before I get started. So coming up really soon is Blending Boot Camp. This is put on by Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. You can join at any time. It's coming up really soon. It starts on the 16th. So you still have time to join. You can use the supplies that you have at home. I want to pop in a graphic real quick. There we go. Look at that lineup. We have me. We have Gina from Gina K Designs. We have Justin Adkins and Megan Andrew. So this is a great lineup. We are going to walk you through blending. Now my class is going to be a little different than what you were probably thinking. I am going to be walking you through kind of a basic introduction to blending. And it is, and I've said this in the video that's going to go up, it is probably one of my most comprehensive blending videos I have ever done. I put a lot of thought into it. I have so much packed in this video, you guys. you need to sign up if you haven't yet. I mean, even just for the information alone, it's going to be amazing. You have Gina with stencils. We have Justin going over backgrounds. We have Megan's going to be teaching. Megan, what is yours? I can't remember what Megan's teaching, but all of these guys are fantastic at ink blending. So if you haven't signed up yet, I do highly encourage you to sign up for this class because the volume is low, my volume is up high. Okay, hopefully you guys can still hear me enough throughout this live. Was there... Oh, I was looking at Marilyn. Oh my gosh, Marilyn broke my right arm and severely bruised my right hip. No, I'm so sorry to hear that, Marilyn. So yeah, I will try and fix the whole volume thing at probably after this live. Like I said, I'm experimenting. Thank you for kind of dealing with that sound issue for right now. Megan is teaching about blending die cuts. Thank you, Beth. I've talked to her so many times, but I know I probably know more of what Gina and Justin are doing than what Megan is doing. Yep, Megan said hers is die cuts. Perfect. So you guys are getting such an array of techniques out of this class. So if you haven't signed up, I do highly encourage it. I provided a link down below to sign up for Blending Bootcamp. And there's a Facebook group, there's PDFs. Megan did an amazing job and Lisa has done an amazing job getting all of this content together for you guys. So, got that. You can hear me just fine. Oh, good. I turned up the volume on my iPad. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get it figured out. I needed to clear, honestly, I needed to clear some desk space. It was starting to get very cluttered with all of the, I hate to say poles, but with all the things attached to my desk, I was starting to feel very cluttered and just very closed in. And when that starts to happen, I can't create very well. So I started eliminating some things. And I mean, I love that microphone, but we'll see how the wireless thing goes. So I hope the volume or the sound quality is not too bad and you'll stick with me as I kind of work through this. There's always something, right, with tech gear. All right, so we're gonna just go ahead and drop down to the work surface. Let's jump into what I am doing tonight. So I'm going to be recreating this card. This is featuring products from Pretty Pink Posh. They had a brand new release recently. There's introduction videos over on their YouTube channel done by yours truly. So I have a whole stack of cards done with the Pretty Pink Posh release. Some of them will be featured on the Pretty Pink Posh YouTube channel a little later on. There was a video hop, I believe it was last week. I don't remember what day it was. Last week. I have that linked down below. That video, let me grab the cards. I think I did shaker cards for that one. I think it was this one. So I did these two cards in the video hop. Pretty sure these are the two cards I did. So I did a shaker card in there. Love a good shaker. And now today is the start of the Instagram hop. I have also linked the Instagram down below so that you can follow along, leave comments, enter to win the giveaways. And it's a mix of Valentine and St. Patrick's Day. Since I already did some Valentine's Day cards, which I really love creating Valentine's Day cards, I really do. I decided to move to St. Patrick's Day. Laura Ann, yes, I see your question. If I can show how to put the ink pad labels on your TE detail brushes. I did see your comment on my YouTube channel as well, so I haven't been ignoring you. I actually think I replied to that on my YouTube channel. I was going to try and put that in a video. I'm not going to do that tonight, but I will try and put that in a video at some point. So just so you know, I have seen your comment and I will hopefully get to that. So since this card is already completed, I'm going to recreate it tonight, and I have linked down below in the video description all of the supplies that I'm going to be using tonight. I also have my moderators that will be providing links for you in the chat as well. I feel like I haven't done a live even though I just went live last week, but I feel like it's been a while. So I'm going to do St. Patrick's Day. I think St. Patrick's Day is really fun because it doesn't have to be St. Patrick's Day. You can just be wishing somebody luck. So, I mean, this one obviously is St. Patrick's Day themed, but I think it can be multi-purpose. So just tell me to hush up and let's get started, shall we? The sets that I'm going to use today. When do we have to sign up for Blending Bootcamp? Sarah asks. You can sign up at any time. So the sign up has actually been open for quite a while. You can still sign up now. There are, my class is more of an do I want to say overview? My class, you don't necessarily need supplies for. We do have a supply list of everything that I show you in there, but oh my gosh, do not run out and buy everything that I show. It is more of introducing you to ink blending, the tools that you need. So it is a very, very comprehensive video. Now, the other teachers, they may actually have supplies on their supply list if you want to use exactly what they're using. You can also use what's in your stash. So you can sign up at any time, Sarah. It's just it's going to be an amazing class. So the sets that I'm using today is the Lucky to Know You. This is a sentiment set. So it's got things like you can say, I'm so lucky, you're so lucky, lucky to know you, lucky to be your friend, good luck, you're my lucky charm. And it also has a coordinating die for these larger words, and then also the stars, the horseshoe, and the shamrock. So gotta love a good coordinating die. And then I'm also going to be using the Lucky Holder Additions. So this really is designed to go with like the critter editions. There's a critter, like a bear, there's a fox, there's a few other critters that Pretty Pink Posh has designed, and she creates these holder editions so that if you want to use a fox for Valentine's Day, your fox can be holding some of these elements. But I like to try and use these on their own too. So if you don't have any critters, or maybe critters isn't your thing, then you can see how to use these on their own. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And then I'm also going to be using one of my favorite stencils from Pretty Pink Posh, which is the Watercolor Oval. Absolutely love this stencil. I pull it out all the time when I'm creating with the products. So I have these all linked down below, but don't forget to check out the rest of the January release because it is fantastic. So I did do a little bit of die cutting ahead of time. I have everything over here in my craft stacks. Let's pull out that die set so you can kind of see what everything looks like. So I did the hat. I did my pot of gold. We have 2 shamrocks. They each go in a different direction. Then we have our horseshoe, our gold coin. Look how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? I love those. We have our gold coins for our pot of gold. I have, if I can get it, my little buckle is out of gold glitter cardstock, my band for my hat, and then we have the rainbow. So here's our rainbow. There's 2 pieces to your rainbow. One piece is going to be the base piece, and I love that she did this. So your base piece is like this. It creates these little stitch lines, and that's going to help you line up the bands of your rainbow. So when you die cut this piece out, this is going to cut 3 strips for your bands for your rainbow. You just die cut this out of 3 different colors of cardstock, or you could do white and ink blend your white cardstock. So I did 3 different colors of green. It's probably not the same colors I used because when I'm creating, I just kind of grab products. I don't really pay attention. So when I was pulling this together, I was like, I don't know what cardstock or colors I used. So might look a little bit different. So these are the elements that I'm going to use on the front of my card. There is also the word luck that you can die cut out, and I think I used everything else. yeah, I think I used everything else on that set. So what I want to do is add some detail to these. I want to do some ink blending. Surprise, surprise, right? So let's put this off on the side. I'm going to grab out my very well loved grip mat here, my sticky mat. I'm going to clean this off. This is this is what I normally cut out of my videos, is that I put it away dirty and then I have to clean it when I'm getting ready to use it. So it's got glue all over it, dust. Just got to wipe that off. Just got signed up. Yay! Yay, yay. I'm excited. Oops, I just sprayed my die cuts. Yeah, the page that I linked gives the full description of how everything works. So there will be a video that goes live for you to watch. I believe, oh, how does that go? I actually have to double check, but there's like live chat, will be available for questions, things like that. So Megan did a great job putting this class together. This is kind of her baby. So she did a fantastic job with it. Yes, and there will be a Facebook group for that blending boot camp. We'll be there. You can post projects, you can post questions in there. There's PDFs, there's guidelines, all kinds of stuff in there, I'll tell you. It is jam-packed for you to print things out. My video that I'll be doing, or my class that I'm doing, is going to be something I feel like you're going to want to refer back to it numerous times. It's not something that you can watch once, absorb it all in one thing, and be able to just move on. It's going to be something that you can use as a resource and watch back whenever you have questions, because I'm covering a lot of information in there. So I want that video, I want that class to be a resource for you to go back to. So I hope that made sense. Hello, everyone. Hi, Heidi says she's late. Not a problem. Hello from Las Vegas. I'm just catching up on my comments really quick because I did a lot of talking. You made it to a live. Yay. All right. So good to see you all here. Thank you all for joining me. I know my regular Monday lives have not been very regular. Let me just put my hair up. My Monday lives have not been very regular. Now that the holiday season is all done, and I had some really big projects on my desk that were back to back. Actually, I can't even say back to back. They were overlapping. And those were priority. I love going live and I want to be here to chat with you all, but yeah, I had lots of things that just needed to get done before I could do that. All right. I'm just getting out some, I gotta move this. So it's funny, I have my ink pad holder from Tailored Expressions, and because it's magnetic, I use it to hold my needles because I just did some Concord and Ninth videos and there was stitching involved, and I used that to hold my needle. Now I don't know where I want to put that where I'm not going to lose it. So let's get to some ink blending, shall we? I like using these, although I do really love ink blending on a glass work surface. When it comes to die cuts, I like to use these grip mats, these media mats. It's got a little bit of a grip to it, but not enough where it's going to hold me back from blending, if that makes sense. So I am grabbing, now all of these cardstocks did come from Concord and Ninth. I have Sprout, Parsley, Buttercup, Mushroom, and Evergreen, pretty sure. So I am going to be ink blending. Oh, you know what I need to do? Hold on. Because this thing is super dirty. You can do this with any of your ink stands. Like the ink stand, they have grippers on the bottom of theirs too. And you would just need to wipe that down with a paper towel to get just kind of the particles off the bottom so it grips better. There we go. Now that ain't going anywhere. And I'm just using a mini blending brush. We're going to add some color here. So this is kind of my Zen moment, kind of relax while I'm ink blending. How are all of you guys? I hope your holidays went well. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you rang in the new year in the best way possible. Mindy, you are superwoman during December. It was a lot. So it's funny that the 12 Days of Christmas was kind of a spur of the moment decision to do every single day. I mean, I kind of told myself I wanted to, but I need to, hold on, I need to find a smaller blending brush here. One sec. Where did I put it? I got my smaller ones in canning jars because that's how I like to store those. I want to add some more detail to the edges here. And that is using the Evergreen. Yeah, I got out the Evergreen. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I really did have a lot of fun with Gina's 12 Days of Christmas. And yeah, it looked like everybody else really enjoyed that too, which I'm glad. So I got my hat. Get some on there. I'll have to come back and add the detail blending brush because I don't think I added that. Does anything else need green? Yes, my clover there needs some green. Yes, I was an overachiever. It was honestly a little, I think I've mentioned this before. It was a little freeing in a way. What I did is, okay, I opened up my day for those 12, yeah, it was the 12 Days of Christmas. And then I just went to my stash and grabbed whatever I felt like. Normally every year I will go through my stash and start destashing things that are retired, or maybe we're part of a class that aren't available. And I just went through, I hadn't done that yet with Gina's products. And I went through and I just grabbed whatever I felt like. I did not care if it was discontinued. I didn't care if it was in stock. I just created. So you could say I was creating without limitations. And it was kind of nice. A lot of times, you know, it's hard to use things if they're not in stock because then people tend to get kind of crabby if they can't buy it. But I just kind of did my thing. Okay, good evening, Marcia. Great to see you. Where did I put my, there we are. Don't you love, you lose things that you just had in your hand. I tend to just toss it. Wherever it lands, it lands. I like this St. Patty's Day add-on. It is a lot of fun. I love these gold coins. Part of the reason I think I like these gold coins is it reminds me of Super Mario Brothers. Pretty sure that's why I like it. I want to rewatch your glitter video and give your technique a try. I was very intrigued. Well, thank you. I may need to go back and watch that too. Sometimes I feel like when you're creating that many days in a row and creating so much, things kind of become a blur, to be honest. Okay, so let's do some, I have Buttercup cardstock with Honeycomb ink. We're gonna see, oh yeah, I was a little worried there wouldn't be enough contrast there, but I think we're good. You went through withdrawal afterwards. I know, isn't that funny, Donna? Because I like to watch Nicole Spore's Vlogmas with her stitching. And I watched it every day. And it's almost like you kind of go through withdrawal. Like it's something to look forward to every day. And then when it stops, you're like, well, now what do I do with my life? So I totally get that. So here I am just adding some color to my gold coin. We play lots of Super Mario Brothers in the house. I remember playing Super Mario Brothers a lot. I had actually, I don't think it's the same notification anymore, but for a while there, my notification on my phone, I set to that to that noise of when they're collecting gold coins in the game. And it was so funny because one time it went off. I was like in a toy section or something at Walmart, and that notification went off and people were around me and they started looking around because you could tell they knew what that noise was. It was really funny. So I just kind of snickered and walked away. Just signed up for class. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. So if you guys are wondering, if anybody joined late and you're wondering what everybody's talking about when they're saying they're signing up for class, I'll just pop this back in really quick. It's about blending boot camp. And we have Gina from Gina K Designs, Justin Adkins, who's phenomenal at his backgrounds, and then Megan Andrew is doing die cuts. So this is a 4-week workshop. It starts on the 16th. I have a link down below in the video description to the page if you want to read more about it. You can sign up at any time. So I am highly recommending this and to sign up because it is going to be just jam-packed with blending information. It's going to be great if you, it doesn't matter if you're experienced, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner. It's going to be a great class for you guys. Hi, Brandon. Great to see you. Oh, you know what I forgot to grab is a dark color for my pot of gold. So let me grab. Let's see, what do we want to do? We're going to do some black. Now, do I have a black blending brush is the question. I just signed up for the blending class. Yay! I must say that I find that website really confusing. Oh no, Anne, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, they have the link that I provided down below in the video description should have taken you right to that class. And then whenever there's classes and there's events. So the events are like crop and create, things like that. The classes are like the blending boot camp. So it's always great to check those out. I recommend actually signing up for their newsletter because there are things like the events, the crop and create events, that you have to sign up quite a bit in advance so that they can prepare the kits. So it's best to sign up for their newsletter so you're always kind of on top of that. So there is my pot of gold. Let's see, let's try and add some maybe to our band. I don't think this is going to make a big difference. But we'll add a little bit there. All right. So let's, where did I put it? Did I put it away? I did. I love these jars. I really do. I use them for my Tailored Expressions detail blending brushes, and I also use them for my Gina K brushes. Hi, Dorothy. It's okay that you're late. I'm just piddling away here, blending on die cuts, just chatting away because I haven't chatted with you guys in so long. And for some of you, if you're popping in, whether you're new or just coming in late, if I sound a little different, I have a different microphone tonight. So, you know, please don't leave me. Come back. I'm kind of experimenting with some different microphones. So now let me grab my glue. We are going to start some gluing. Excuse me, I had a cough. The brushes are of waffle flour. Which brushes? Maria was talking about the blending brushes. The brushes I just used there were Gina K's. You think I sound fine? Thank you. Brandon says he needs a new holder for my Spellbinders mini blending brushes. I've tried a few and nothing is working. Are you talking about these, Brandon? Are these the blending brushes you're talking about? I have those too in a canning jar. So I have those too. And actually some of these are sitting on, I have an IKEA pegboard behind me, and these are sitting on my IKEA pegboard shelf. They don't take up a lot of weight. I don't have a lot of those. So I am starting now. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. So as I mentioned with the rainbow, you do get to die cut out a base, and that's going to give you a great guideline when you start adhering your rainbow bands together. You like the mason jar idea? I also use those mason jars for watercoloring. So if I'm doing any watercoloring, I will grab those and I use that for my water. And actually I have to give my daughter credit because she likes to drink out of those jars. And one day, I don't know, I was playing with storage options and it was sitting on the counter and I grabbed it and I'm like, and I am stealing her jars. So I actually had to go and buy a whole new set. I have a holder for my pink fresh brushes and Altenew small ones, but that is a great idea for the various ones received during crafting events. I do also have, okay, you guys can't judge because I do have a lot of blending brushes. And I do have various storage options for them. I do use the Altenew blending case for their brushes, both the small and the mini, I think they're called. So I do have those. I have lipstick holders. I have those spinning ones that are sold on Etsy. I have a lot of different holders, but ink blending is just kind of my go-to. So I do have a lot of brushes. So moving on to my hat, getting my pieces. We expect no less from the blending queen. That's so cute. Yeah, I know it can be, blending brushes can be intimidating. They can be overwhelming, but that is why I wanted to kind of kick off tonight's live by telling you about that blending boot camp. Now we have, because you're gonna see a lot of information in there. Yeah, I want that overlapping. Hi, Barbara. Tuning in very late, but get to catch the end. Oh, honey, no, we are not close to the end, I'll tell you. I'm too busy chatting away because I haven't seen you guys in forever. I mean, okay, so I was on just last week, but still, it's been a while. Oh, I think I'll still actually need that. So these are all my die cut pieces. So those are all ready to go. And now we're going to work on our background with that watercolor oval. Oh, I just love this stencil. So with the watercolor oval, you get a positive and a negative. And I'll show you how that would work. Do I have a favorite brand of blending brushes? I do not. The reason I say I don't have a favorite brand is because, so some companies have similar brushes, but I can't say I have a favorite brand because each style of blending brush just has a different purpose in my craft space. And, you know, I've experimented. I have not experimented with all of them out there. I experimented a lot. Some I buy, some I get from the company because I do work with them. I wouldn't necessarily say I have a favorite brand, but, and I can't even say I have a favorite type of blending brush because they all just have a different purpose. And that's, you know, I'm not just saying that, it's true because I just do so many different things with blending brushes, whether you're doing backgrounds, whether you're doing layering stencils, there's a different purpose for each one. Let me zoom out a little bit there. Do I have a favorite paper? Joan, have you signed up for blending boot camp? I need to ask because the reason I'm asking is I cover all of that in blending boot camp. I cover cardstocks. I cover blending brushes. I cover tools, supplies, surfaces. I cover a lot. It's packed with information. So I would really recommend signing up for that class if you could, because it's really packed. You just started making your own stencils. You know, I did try that for a while, and occasionally, depending on the stencil, I may do that, but I am a convenience kind of girl. So that's why I kind of stopped, is I would rather just buy it and have it than me tinker with making my own. You haven't said, no, Joan, that's okay. No, I just had to ask because a lot of questions I get about ink blending is all covered in just my class alone. Plus, when you sign up, you would get tips from Gina and what she likes and things that she does. You get tips from Megan, you get tips from Justin. So that's why I really am pushing it right now, is because, well, for one, I kind of finished up my stuff. So it's very fresh in my mind, and there's just so much in there. I'm proud of it. I really would recommend it. As far as a favorite cardstock, I don't have a favorite per se. What I would recommend is a smooth cardstock. So a lot of times if you're watching my videos, pay attention to maybe what cardstock I'm using, what I link down below in the video description. This one tonight happens to be from Concord and Ninth. So yes, I don't want to force anyone, of course, to sign up for Blending Bootcamp, but being that it's still all fresh in my mind, there is so much. Yes, Dorothy, notebook, pen and paper. Actually, I think you're getting handouts for you to take some notes on. And like I said, mine alone is something that you're going to want to refer back to. Please don't think you can absorb all of it in one session. So I just want to point that out. Let's jump into our ink blending. I'm going to start with Sprout ink. So what I want to do is create kind of a highlight in the center and then have it dark around the outside. So I want to start with a really light green. Oh, I can put this away. Really light green ink. And I'm going to come in with a 1-inch blending brush from Pink Brush Studio. It's nice and fluffy, so it's going to give me a nice light application of color. So I'm picking up my ink. I'm going to start on the stencil and kind of work my way in. And just kind of blend until that ink wears off. I'm excited to see everybody else's classes too. Like, I haven't really been paying much attention. I've kind of been working with my head down, to be honest. I haven't been paying attention to much of anything that's been going on in the outside world. I did catch Carissa live today. That was about as far as I got today. And I think I tried catching Megan last week. Was it last week when I popped in? So yeah, I've been kind of working with my head down. So I'm very excited to see everybody else's classes and learn their tips, because I don't think you can ever stop learning when it comes to blending. You can always pick up new tips, new things to try, different ways of doing things. Everybody has their own favorite way of doing things. Hi, Dana Joy. Good to see you here. And Donna, great to see Donna here. Brenda, I signed up before Christmas but haven't heard anything yet. If you have not heard anything yet, Brenda, be sure to email them. But there is a Facebook group where they have been, I believe, posting some things in there. Maybe Megan can clarify if there's been newsletters sent out. I'm not really sure if they've had any newsletters been out about it. Okay, making sure I'm catching all. Okay, now I'm coming in with a little bit darker of a color. So this is Parsley. I'm going to blend this on the outside edges and kind of fade off as I get towards the center. So by fading off, I mean that I'm going a little more light-handed. So I'm kind of loosening up on the pressure. So again, kind of starting on the stencil, work my way around, keeping that fairly light in the center, which is why I picked a big fluffy brush for this. It's just a little easier to get that light look. Whoops, I got a little bit of a brush mark there, but it'll dry back. You won't even see it. So keep going around until you get the shade or the darkness that you want. Okay. Oh, am I missing some comments here? I did. Oh, Megan just busted me. I fell asleep. I was so tired on Friday. Yeah, I jumped in her live and then I fell asleep. Let's see, did I miss anything else here? Megan just posted about your handout being available. That must have been in the Facebook group maybe. Rita says they've sent several emails. You should definitely contact them if you haven't received any, or log in and check your dashboard. All right, perfect. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I meant to actually post about Blending Bootcamp over the weekend, and I just did not get around to it. Kind of like if you're signed up for my newsletter, I don't think it went out when it was supposed to. I think I forgot to hit send on my newsletter this morning for my live. And I came back to my computer, I think it was like maybe 4:30, and all of a sudden it says, do you want to send your email now? Well, no, I wanted to send it like 3 hours ago. And I don't know, I thought I did. So I was like, whoops. So I'm coming in now. I think I'm actually going to switch to, I'm going to switch to a different brush. And the reason I want to switch is because I want this to be just a little bit more intense around the edges. So I want a brush that has tighter bristles. When the bristles are really kind of poofy like this, they're spread out more, they're going to give you a lighter application. But I want it to be just a little bit darker. So I'm coming in with this brush from Gina K. And we're going to just kind of add that depth there. You persuaded me, just signed up for Blending Bootcamp. You will not regret it. Even if you can't take the class right away, even if you know, like I said, the supplies, when it comes to Blending Bootcamp, you don't have to have exactly what they are using. You can most likely use something that is in your stash, but they do have a supply list available if you want to pick up what they're using. All right, there it is. Isn't that awesome? This would look really good for a Halloween card too, wouldn't it? Oof, that would be so good. All right, so now there's that. I forgot to get a stamp chamois to clean my mat, so I got to set this off on the side. And I'm going to clean off my stencil real quick. This also gives me time to kind of check your comments. What did that say? My die cut machine will not cut the film to make stencils. You know, there's a trick, and good gracious, I forget it all the time. Leah Lawson showed a really cool trick one time with die cutting acetate, and I just never remember it, but I know it's a really good trick. Needs a big BP in the middle. That's funny. All right, so I'm just cleaning this with some rubbing alcohol because I want to be able to just kind of tuck this away when I'm done. And oh, I didn't clean that very good at all, but let's just get this tucked away. What am I looking at here? Okay, we're actually doing pretty good. All I really have, oh no, I'm going to do this first before I do any stamping, because one thing when I was creating these cards for the Pretty Pink Posh release, we're going to call it splatter happy. I was really, really splatter happy. I think on my original card, I have 3 different splatters on there. So 2 of the splatters is going to be the white acrylic speckle and the black acrylic speckle, both from Hero Arts. Was the trick the bubble? Yes, Sherry, it was the bubble wrap. And I just never remember the sandwich for that. Okay, so shake these up. I liked watching your 12 days videos. Thank you. The trick is cardstock behind the acetate, Megan says. That's a good trick to try. Okay, so I'm going to grab a couple paint brushes here. One of them is kind of generic. Can't even tell you where I got it. No, I can tell you. It's not generic. It's from Ranger. Ranger sells, I didn't link this, but I will later. Ranger sells a kind of variety pack. Alt News sells a variety pack. I kind of just grab, I don't even know. Oh, look at that. They're both size 2. So apparently size 2 is my favorite brush to splatter with. So I'm going to add, the other thing I like to do for splatters is I will add a drop of water to my work surface, and then I'm going to dip my brush in it to get my brush wet. Sometimes if you, maybe I'll add a little bit. You don't want a lot of water because that can thin out your color. I'm just adding a little bit there. I will come back to your guys' comments here in just a second. Oh, I'm going to have to add another drop. We'll get some black on here. Black always scares people, but I think it's amazing. Whoop, that was a bit much. I know, looks crazy. I actually probably grabbed a bigger brush than what I did originally. So this one's going to be pretty intense. And then the last thing I want to do, let's grab another brush. This one's going to be a size 4. I have to grab my Starry watercolors. So we're going to add some metallic into the mix. And we'll get this added in there too. A lot of times you really should let all of that dry before you do splatter on top of splatter on top of splatter. But I'm not waiting tonight. Oh, hi, Carrie. Great to see you here. I see you popping up in the chat there. Oops, I just splattered myself. All right, so let's get some gold in there. You kind of need gold. It is a pot of gold on there. Okay, that was probably a little excessive for splatters. So we're gonna let that dry. And I'm gonna take you with me and we're gonna rinse off these brushes because you do not want your ink or the splatters sitting in your bristles for too long. It'll ruin them. Okay. Then I can wipe up my mess. Oh, I hear you, Carrie. I was actually just telling a friend that too, that I have not really been anywhere other than I'll post to my social media pages and then that's kind of it. I haven't really been watching any lives. I needed to work with my head down. It was just last week actually that I kind of started seeing lives, getting into lives again, or watching them. Looking forward to the blending boot camp. Oh, great, Carrie. I'm glad you signed up. So now we can do our stamping real quick. Get out my Misti for that. I did not have that ready. Are you guys still hearing me okay? Just kind of checking in, because I am super paranoid about that. It's kind of one of those things where, you know, if it's bad audio, I know people will leave because nobody wants to listen to bad audio. So just kind of checking in on the sound. If you guys are okay with this, you can hear me okay. I know some of you said that you had to turn your volume up a little bit. I also get really paranoid about, like, if you hear extra noises, like my hair swishing or anything like that, because I know that can be kind of annoying. Sound is good. Sound is good. Good, good. Do not waver when you did not waver when you went to wash your brushes. Oh, good. And that also helps that I'm in my kitchen. You haven't gotten the hang of splatter yet. You know, it just, it does take some practice, and you kind of have to do it, how do you want to say, without really anything in mind. Like, it's not like a certain pattern. See, okay, now look at this. This, I may have gotten slightly carried away with my splatter. I wouldn't typically add that much. I probably used a smaller brush for my black, because see here, look at my original card. If you can see the difference in the two, okay, this one is a little more subtle. A lot of times you can get the splatters like that if you hold your brush farther away, and also if you have a smaller brush. Here, I was pretty close to the cardstock and I was using a number 2. So it's just a lot of experimenting, and then plus when you add things on top, that's going to change the look of it too. So just keep playing with the splatter. Once you get the hang of it and you find out what, maybe I'll do a splatter video, a little more intense of a splatter video, to kind of talk about key points. Because I see that a lot, that people are scared to splatter or they don't do it right. So maybe sometime, I know I kind of went over it briefly over the 12 days of Christmas with Gina K Designs, but I think it's something we could cover a little more in depth. So I am stamping this sentiment Lucky from Lucky to Know You. It has a coordinating die. I'm also going to stamp, oh, I don't have a, let me grab, ooh, a baby wipe. So I didn't get any of my stamp chamois wet. So let's do this. Okay, sorry, I cleaned that probably a little extra long because I was reading your guys' comments. I have tried a fan brush, and that just doesn't, I don't know. That's weird for me. I have a hard time with the fan brush, but some people have a lot of luck with it. So Lucky, you know, I think I'm going to go with Lucky to Know You, I think is what I want to do tonight. So let me turn my cardstock because I want to put this down here at the bottom. This will just help me trim this out a little easier. Okay, I'm going to get my head in here probably, so bear with me a second. Make sure that's straight-ish. I'm so bad at splatter, I get more blobs. Oh no. Well, sometimes the blobs are good though. Brandon says I used to flick off of an acrylic block. That helped me when I first started till I figured it out. Yep, I did that too. I still will do that sometimes. Yep, that's a great starting point as well. I'm just using, this is a baby wipe from Costco that I'm using to clean my stamps off with because I forgot to get my stamp chamois or tidy towel ready. Let's get these put back so we don't lose them. Oh, thank you guys all so much for joining me tonight as I babble and get caught up on everything. I will be back to giveaways soon. I actually had my weeks kind of messed up because I do have a live coming up using some products from the Ulta New release. I thought that was today. It is not. It's next Monday that I will have a release or a live with products from Altenews. So be sure to come back and join me next Monday as well. Now here, I'm lining up that coordinating die. Make sure that's kind of even spacing around there, and then I'm going to hold that down and we'll run that through the die cut machine. Where did I put my plates? There they are. Things just get all crazy sometimes when you have very limited space. So I'm die cutting this out really quick. And I'll die cut it out again because I like to layer my sentiments. Did I do that really good? I did. Look at that. So let me die cut that out one more time. Actually, maybe I'll die cut it out 3 times. Ooh, yes, the Altenews metallic paint set. That is another really great one. I like that one too. I use that on occasion. They have some really pretty colors in there that can match your card project sometimes. So that's another great one. I don't have limited space, but it's still crazy. I know. The more, how does that go? It's like money. The more you make, the more you spend. And it's the same thing. The more room you have, the more you're going to fill it. Did we have a question that I missed? Oh, what time is the watch party Friday night? Good question. It's a very valid question that I should know the answer to. But maybe somebody in the comments knows the answer because I don't. Although I should. I mean, I'll be there, but I don't know. Blending Bootcamp schedule is on the dashboard, Vicki says. Let's see here. What do I want? I want a mini paper trimmer if I can find it. Jen says 8:30. Is that 8:30? I'm going to bet it's Eastern. Is that Eastern, Jen? Perfect Pearls. That's another great one. I've used that before for splatter. You guys have all kinds of great ideas. I forget about a lot of them. So I'm just using my trimmer. Okay, so I don't feel like I got that even on the top and the bottom. So I want to trim this down and let me show you how I'm going to do that. Oh, there we go. Megan's still here. I wasn't sure if Megan was still around or not. Yes, 8:30 Eastern time. So I put, this is just the same cardstock I was using. I put a little bit of this removable tape on the back, so this is sticky side facing up. And then I'm going to put my sentiment right back on there, pretending like I never cut it off to begin with. And I'm gonna pop that back in because I want that to be just a little bit skinnier. That's a little better. And then I can remove that. And I'm gonna trim one more piece down. Okay, I think I have all that. So now let me grab my mat back out because I'm going to, oh, you know, I needed my trimmer yet. Oh. My drawers, I will say, are the least organized because I just throw things in there. I did use a Versafine Nocturne Clair, Versafine Clair ink, Nocturne, something like that. It's a pigment ink that stays wet a little longer. And I'm actually probably a little too careless. I could have smeared that because it does take a little longer to dry. Dalton, your alarm is going off on your iPad. buddy. Very cute. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. We'll see if it shuts off or if I have to go shut it off. So right now I am just layering up some of these pieces behind here. You could also use some foam squares. So let me do that. Okay, you're gonna have to come with me. I'm gonna go shut off his alarm. 1 second. There. I don't know. He must have a timer for something important for 7 o'clock. I don't know what it is. That's cute. The fact that he even sets a timer on his iPad is just adorable. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm layering up my Lucky because I really wouldn't want to trim foam squares down for this. So I'm going to layer that up. So we're in the home stretch. If you guys are still sticking around with me, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming in and crafting with me or watching. Maybe you're crafting in your area. I appreciate you guys stopping in. I have all the links to most of the supplies that I'm using today linked down below in the video description. Anything extra that I grabbed, I will update that a little later on. Now, a couple other things that I may have forgotten to mention was that this card that I'm recreating is part of an Instagram hop. So I have my Instagram account linked down below. Check that out. There's a giveaway there that you can enter. We also had a video hop last week featuring Pretty Pink Posh products, which I linked that video down below as well. Blending Boot Camp is linked. What else? It is just a linking kind of day. Okay, so now we have our background. So let's get this on a card base and we'll be finishing up. Oh, Carrie, are you heading out for the night? Thanks for popping in. Have a great night. All right, so I said in the home stretch, any questions while I'm kind of putting up these finishing touches? This is just my side folding card base that I'm creating. Sounds like a lot of you guys have signed up or will be signing up for Blending Boot Camp. Excited to see you all there. And let's get, do I have tape in this one? I think I do. So I like to, especially with a background that is pretty much just a sheet of cardstock or a panel of cardstock, I like to get this added before I use any liquid glue or before I start popping anything up with foam squares, because otherwise that tends to warp my paper if I don't get it added to a card base. So, okay, and then let's hold this down. I'm late, but we'll catch the beginning once the replay is available. Thank you. There, so I like to hold that down. Now we can bring in our pieces, and I'm actually going to use this as a guide because I really liked that. So let's start with the sentiment first. That way I know I have room for it. So I'm going to add this with my liquid glue. And put that down. I should probably use a T-square ruler, but I'm not. We'll just pop that in there. Hold that down for a second. And lucky to know you. I love that. And it doesn't have, I mean, this sentiment, it doesn't even have to go with St. Patrick's Day stuff. You could buy the sentiment set just for these kind of fun sentiments alone. It doesn't even have to have anything to do with, I think I might be crooked. I think I am. Oh well. I don't care. Maybe you won't notice. All right, now let's start adding in our other pieces. But yeah, the sentiment set is just, it's fun all on its own. I like creating these seasonal ones. I think they're fun. It's a great time to kind of experiment with your greens. Because otherwise, I mean, yeah, green for grass, you know, things like that. But this is just kind of fun. Oh, and I just love that. And see now, because I have that highlight in the center, you're really getting drawn into the sentiment. Let's go ahead and get these popped up. For that, I'm going to use some thin foam squares, or maybe I'll grab my foam tape. Sometimes it's just easier with the foam tape. Let's do this one. I think I linked the bigger one, but they're both the same type of thickness. So let's get these popped up. I'll go through, put my foam tape on first, make sure I have everything positioned where I want it, and then I'll remove the backing. Thank you, Sarah. Had this all planned out and I still run over an hour, but we're almost done. And we should be back on a normal schedule now. I know for sure I will be back next Monday. I'll be working with Alt News Release next Monday. Oh, that's going to be a good one, guys. You don't want to miss next week. And a little bit for the bottom there. So, and if you haven't checked out the rest of the Pretty Pink Posh release, be sure to do that. Lots of Valentine. Valentine, I think, is really good because it doesn't have to be about Valentine. It's a great time to just play with the hearts. I just love all the hearts. Actually, I think I did that wrong. Let's go this way. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, after a while, yeah, I kind of get sick of hearts, but nope, right now I'm not. How did I have that? I had it like that. Let's do that. And pop in some foam tape there and there. Okay, and I have been kind of contemplating. I did pull a poll. I put a poll out on my community page or my post tab, whatever it's called now, asking about text messages and how people feel about getting a text message notification. Now, of course, that's something that you could sign up for if I decide to do it. You don't have to, but I've been seeing a lot lately of people say that they don't get the notifications from YouTube. And that really kind of bums me out because, you know, if you're subscribed to a channel, you should be getting notifications. And a lot of times people are not, even when they click the bell. So I've been contemplating signing up for a service so that you would have text messages. I've also kind of been playing around with the idea of switching my newsletter service as well. So those are things I'm just kind of playing with ideas. But I would love to hear your thoughts on the text messages. It wouldn't be something I would do all the time. It would pretty much be for when I'm going live. Because I know some people don't get to their email all the time. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Or I forget to send the email and didn't hit the send button. So that's also something I'm kind of looking at. I'm trying to just do things a little differently this year for 2026. I like text updates. Okay with text. When I saw you were on today, I was excited. Thank you. Okay, we are wrapping up. There's a couple things I want to talk about with this card really quick before you might disappear. Okay, so we talked about the highlight. One other thing that I was actually conscious of when I was designing this card were my colors. So you may notice that I have a yellow horseshoe, a yellow gold coin, and I have yellow gold coins right here. I purposely put them in that triangle because I don't know specific reasoning and terms. I just know it is visually pleasing to the eye when you have things like that, just like your embellishments. And I also purposely did that with my other items here. These are all green. So again, it's kind of spread out like a triangle. So those are things, like I said, I didn't go to design school, but I know that I did that purposely because of how it looks when you look at the card. So just kind of wanted to point that out. All right, guys, I think that is everything. And let me just pop this over here. I went and put my hair up already. So here is a look at the two cards. See if we can get them on both on screen. There we go. And do you guys have any questions before we head out? Oh, I'm glad you guys like the cards. Thank you. I know YouTube is not dependable. It's not at all. Yeah. YouTube, algorithm, notifications. I have a lot of words I could say about it, but it's not reliable when it comes to it. You know, I have considered other things like a Patreon account and things like that. I haven't really been looking too far into the Patreon, but I want to be live. I want you to see or come and chat, and I want you to be able to get the notification when it's happening, things like that. So I'm playing around with ideas, but I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to know what you guys think of things like that, because I want to make it easier for you, because I know when I don't get a notification, I get frustrated. So I'm just like you guys if I'm watching a live of a company or things like that. So I get it. I'm just like you guys. All right, everyone. Wonderful. So real quick, before we disappear for the night, I'm going to pull this up one more time for you guys. A blending boot camp starting on the 16th. You can still sign up. Link is down in the video description. Justin, Gina, me, Megan, it's going to be a blast. So if you haven't signed up, check it out, read the descriptions, and let me move some screens around so I can do this here. Okay. There I am. All right, guys. I always get notified. Okay. Interesting. All right, guys. Well, it doesn't look like there's any questions. I am so thankful that you all have been here tonight, or if you're catching the replay. I will be back next week on Monday, and we will start working with some giveaways again, because I have some de-stash boxes that I would love to share those products with all of you. So we'll get back on track here pretty soon in 2026. I hope you all had a fantastic night. I loved seeing you all chatting in the comments and sharing your tips and the different things you do in your crafting space as well. Before we go, any quick questions? Read that over quick, because I know I went through a lot tonight. So, okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for signing up if you've signed up for the Blending Boot Camp tonight, and I will see you next week. Bye, everybody.